Welcome to Envisioned Broadcasting Radio, your station for empowerment, music, and talk radio. EB Radio presents Empower Hour with Jaresha, a show that shares the stories behind the journeys of leaders, influencers, and motivators. The Empower Hour with Jaresha begins now.
Hello, and welcome to Empower Hour with Jaresha. I am your host, Jaresha Moore Smith, and a little bit about myself. I am a best-selling author with over 19 years of combined experience in education, finance, healthcare, business management, and development. I am the CEO and founder of Empower on Purpose, where we provide leadership training and personal professional coaching and consulting services, certified coach, speaker, and trainer with the John Maxwell team, and the owner of Envision Broadcasting radio station. So, if this is your first time tuning in, I am so happy that you're tuning in to the show. I want you to know that I believe that you have the power to be great, have great, and do great. You just have to be willing to unleash your greatness and take action. So, on this show, I speak with leaders, motivators, and influencers who want to share their stories and journeys to empower the world for growth and success. And every week, we actually take a look at an empowerment quote that we're pondering and how it can truly empower us for success. So, this week, I hope you all are ready. The quote for today is: "The greatest barrier between you and success is yourself." Now, this is so powerful. I think I'm going to read it again. The greatest barrier between you and success is yourself. Oh my gosh, how powerful is that? So let's talk about this. There was a time in my life when I didn't realize that very thing. I had to realize that I was getting in my own way. So tonight, I want to speak to all of the single moms out there. Um, some of you are listening and you may not know my story about how I was a single mom who struggled. And when I tell you I struggled, I truly struggled in all of the areas of, our lives. So financially, personally, professionally, and I like to group personal and professional kind of together, but from a spiritual standpoint, my relationships, and my overall health and wellness. I struggled in every last one of those areas. I think we all have challenges in those areas. I had all kinds of obstacles and challenges that I was dealing with as a single mom. And, truly wondering how I was going to pay bills. There was a time where I actually received assistance. My car got repossessed. I had to end up filing for bankruptcy and I filed for a divorce. So, you name it, I went through it. I truly felt like then, what else can happen? And I know we feel like that quite often. It's like, you know what, if one more thing happens, or that saying that we say, if it's not one thing, it's another. I truly felt like if it's not one thing, it's another. And so you name it, I was dealing with it. I was going through it. I was dealing with life, y'all. And not just life, but life as a single mom, which means I was dealing with all of these challenges, all of these obstacles, and still had to take care of those babies. And I know you guys know what I'm saying. I know all the single moms out there are saying, yes, yes, yes. Say it. There were times that I cried and cried some more. There were times that I remember crying myself to sleep. There were times where I prayed and prayed and prayed some more. And I felt like, why? Why and how am I going to get through this storm? How am I going to get through this storm called life when you have babies to take care of? We know how tough it is to get through these storms, and just trying to get through the day sometimes is a challenge, but try getting through a storm when you have kids as well. So let me just say that tonight I am going to really talk to those single moms out there. So let me just tell each and every one of the single moms out there right now, girl, you are absolutely amazing. And if no one has told you, I appreciate you. And the world is such a better place because you are here showing up as a boss, the boss that you are. You are an amazing mom who exemplifies strength, tenacity, endurance, resilience, and determination. It is women like you that keep pushing forward when life weighs you down, that empowers so many other moms out there who need that empowerment. I need you to know that I absolutely love you, sis. And don't you ever stop shining and being that amazing mother and woman you are. Even when the world tells you you can't do this or can't do that, or you won't be able to do this as a single mom, y'all have heard it. I have heard it. You continue to stand strong and keep doing you. That is exactly what I did. I did that on those days that I felt like, you know what? The storms of life were gonna stop me, but guess what? I shook that off and had to figure out how to pivot and make some changes in my life. I had a real conversation, a real conversation with myself, y'all. And I had to figure out exactly what I wanted. And this meant I had to start writing things down and getting the clarity for what I want. Now, y'all have probably heard me say before that you have to think on paper. You have to think on paper. Pull out that notebook, think on paper. You see, in order for you to move forward, you have to acknowledge and recognize where you are at this moment. So I knew I was a single mom with kids who was struggling, and I knew that I wanted more for my kids and I wanted more for myself. I knew that life had to be more than just stress and, then going through failed relationships and drama of life. So I started researching and I started writing and I started getting clarity for what I wanted. And let's be clear. Then I knew I wanted to start a business. I knew I wanted to start my own business, but I just wasn't for sure what kind of business that was going to be. And then I thought that I wanted to go into the hair and beauty industry. So, I went through the process. I went to beauty school. And then I decided I wanted to go down the business track. So, guess what? I pulled out that handy dandy notebook and I started asking myself questions and I started answering some important questions about who I was and what I really wanted to do with my life. So it is so important for us to take inventory of our skills and what we truly, truly want. Because at the end of the day, no one knows what you want but you. So I went back to this notebook so many times, y'all. And frankly, let me just say this because I still have notebooks that I use to brainstorm and figure out my life now. So again, if you're not thinking on paper, if you're not writing your goals down, if you're not writing your ideas, if you're not writing things down, please start writing things down. It's so important for us to write things down and get clarity to really discover who we are. So, as a single mom, I was in school part time and discovered that I really, really liked business. And I decided I wanted to learn more about business. And so I went and, I said, okay, I'm going to get a degree in business. And I remember the day, y'all. I remember that day that I was about to walk across that stage to get my bachelor's degree. Honestly, I had just given birth to my youngest daughter. I think it was like a week before. No, 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 no. It was a week It was a week after I had just given birth to her, a week or 2 weeks after. And here I was walking across the stage. But before I did that, I remember standing in the mirror when all of us were in the back waiting to, go to the next step before we walked across the stage. And so here I was there in the mirror in the restroom looking at myself. And I remember thinking, wow, you did it. You are here. So here I am looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm looking at myself thinking, you are here. You didn't give up. You moved out at 18 and had to move back home because I was pregnant and had a child at 19, but you didn't give up. You didn't give up when you had bills and you couldn't pay them. You didn't give up when you messed up your credit. You didn't give up when you had to file for bankruptcy. You didn't give up when you went through postpartum depression and anxiety. You didn't give up when you filed for a divorce. And you didn't give up when everyone told you that it was okay to give up. You became stronger. So I looked at myself standing in that mirror, and I smiled because I knew I didn't give up, because I had a burning desire in me so strong that I had to finish. I knew I had to show my kids that this is what determination, this is what drive looks like. This is what happens when life throws lemons at us. We don't duck and dodge them. We catch those lemons and start making lemonade so that we all can drink it. So here I stood there waiting for them to call my name to walk across the stage. Then I heard it, y'all. I heard it. They said Jaresha Moore. And as I walked across the stage, I heard my kids shouting and screaming. And I heard my oldest son say, "That's my mom." When I tell you the feeling that comes over you as a single mom, the feeling of being so proud and knowing that your kids are proud. I was so proud because I didn't let anything stop me. Yes, it took me some years, but I did it. In the same way I did it, you can do it too, whatever that thing is. So let's fast forward almost 4 years later, and here I was back on the stage, y'all. Back on the stage years later, still a single mom, but stronger with new obstacles and new challenges that I overcame. And some I will tell y'all I'm still overcoming. But I was at that stage again. But this time I was about to receive my MBA. Now let me just stop right there, because I don't want you to think that, I didn't have struggles, because as a single mom, you always have struggles. So when you have those accomplishments, you're, you know, it's amazing. We celebrate, but you're still going to have those storms. In the way that I chose to handle those storms, because they always say you either just finished going through a storm, going into a storm, or you're in the middle of a storm. So we're always going to have those storms. It's just how we look at those storms. It's how we deal with those storms. So I knew that I was always going to have those obstacles, those challenges. As single moms, we're going to have those obstacles, those challenges. It's how we react to the storm. It's how we react to the lemons that are thrown to us. It is how we react to the storms called life. It's how we react to those. And so I started looking at those challenges and those storms with a different attitude. I stopped letting it drain me and steal my joy. And I started saying, okay, here it is. Here's the storm. Here's this challenge. Here's this obstacle. What is my plan? What can I control? What can't I control? And with that, with what I can control, what is my plan? What is my action steps? And then guess what? You go out and do that. You go out and do and start working those action steps. So the storms will always come, single moms. And we know this, right? It's just how we prepare ourselves, how we prepare ourselves, our attitude towards those storms. And I have to tell y'all that I had and still do have an amazing support team and system. So, single moms, let me ask you this. How in the world can you do it by yourself? Now, I'll tell you right now, you can't. So, stop thinking that you can and stop trying to. The same way it takes a village to raise our children, it takes a village of support, a support of women, of other moms that are going to empower you, that is going to help you. Get you some support and stop being afraid to ask for help. No, it doesn't make you look weak. It doesn't make you look like a bad mom. Let me put it to you this way. If you know you need help and don't ask for the help, it does make you look some kind of way for knowing there are resources, for knowing there are people out there who is saying, please let me help you. And you're not taking the initiative to use them, allowing them to help you, or not reaching out to them. When people reach out to you and say they want to help you, take the help. You have to take initiative as a single mom to know when you need to ask for help. Don't let pride keep you, okay? Let me just say this because I was there. I understood. I understand. Don't let pride keep you from achieving the greatness that you were created for. That pride thing, y'all, it's crazy. So let's get back to, when I was about to walk across the stage again. Here I was again, but this time I had a different aha moment. I can remember, being in the back with some of the other classmates and waiting to be able to go out and walk out. And I was thinking, okay, what next? What now? And I started to feel fear come in because I knew that what I was about to embark on was a new journey, y'all. And frankly, I still needed clarity on what that looked like. I knew I was ready and proud, to be a part of this new journey. But at the same time, I felt uncertainty of what the future held. I'm like, what next? So I heard my name being called and walked across the stage once again. Once again, I heard my kids celebrating with me, yelling my name. Felt so proud that I finished. I finished. I got my MBA. I finished what I started, but the road didn't end. It was only the beginning. And guess what? I was still a single mom trying to be the best for me and my kids. Now, from that point, I had some opportunities that came my way in the corporate world. And then I started working on launching my business. And, and guess what I did? I did all of this as a single mom, y'all. All of this as a single mom determined. My kids see me cry. They see me laugh, celebrate. They see me fail. They see success. They see me win. And I have always kept them a part of the process every step of the way, teaching them and empowering them along the way. Being a single mom has always had its challenges, but that doesn't mean you can't overcome and achieve your dreams. It may take longer, y'all. It's going to take longer for you to get it done. It may take a few extra steps or a few extra hurdles that you have to jump, but jump and keep moving because you have what it takes. So often we think that as moms, because we're moms, we're not supposed to do anything else. I need you to know that you have what it takes. The fact that you work hard and find time to take care of those babies, to take care of those kids, proves that you have what it takes. The fact that you do everything you do in 24 hours, plus have time for anything else, proves that you have what it takes. When I was a single mom, I would make lists. Now, list for me was it was a game changer. Okay, making list and list for list, and I had lists that I could check off for this, and lists for the kids, and all kinds of lists that was happening, and that still happens today. I would put post-its up on mirrors and walls to make sure I was getting things done and that I was doing the things that I knew that I needed to be doing. And those post-its served as reminders for the things that I knew I needed to do. I use planners and notebooks and to write my goals, my dreams, and those action steps down. Now, if you've never heard me talk about vision boards before, I will tell you that vision boards, vision boards, goal boards, cork boards, you name it, I've utilized it over the years. Anything that you can use to create a collage of things that you need to put on your collage for your vision. You need to put this up. It is a vision board for a reason, and you need to see it. You need to put it up on the wall and start taking action towards those things every single day. I started writing a plan, and in this plan, it was how I was going to get things done. And I started doing those things. So maybe you need a notebook that says getting things done. And those are the things that you need to write down, the steps in order for you to achieve that thing that you've been wanting to achieve as a single mom. And the way that I would do it is I would tackle 3 things every single day and then move on to the next 3 things. We have a habit of creating these list upon list, and our list gets so long and it gets overwhelming. But just take 1 to 3 things and do those things each day. You don't have to, work on 10 things, 12 things. Do Tackle 3 things and then move on to the next 3. Now, I also listen to Audible books, and I love Audible. Have subscribed to Audible for years now, and I can remember listening to personal development and self-help books. And just so y'all know, that is the only books that I will read. It's If it's not personal development, self-help, or business books, I don't listen to it or I don't read it. And so I started, I subscribed to Audible and would listen to books to expand my knowledge and keep me motivated. Now, from a financial standpoint, I started utilizing the cash envelope system and started budgeting. I had to, as a single mom, we have to keep track of, you know, a budget and our expenses. And so I started budgeting. I started using spreadsheets to keep track of my budget and utilizing the cash envelopes to help me stay on track with the budget to pay off debt. It also taught my kids about budgeting. And so they would be again, I included them as a part of the process. They would work with me on budgets, and including them allowed them to understand the why behind purchasing. So whether I was purchasing something or not purchasing items, I also started dedicating a day of the week that I would use for just for planning. And so Sundays is when I do all of the planning for the week, for home, for business. And I include my kids. I include the family. We have a family meeting on every Sunday. And that allows us to talk about the week. It allows us to plan for the week and find out what's happening, what's going on with everyone's schedule. It works. It definitely works. But it has been an absolute game changer in getting things done. And, I could truly, truly go on and on about all of the things that I started and still do to get things done, or what I did do as a single mom. Now that I am married, I still utilize all of those things that I mentioned. It's just as a family, so including my husband in all of that. But truly, 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 at the end of the day, I want each and every one of you to ask yourself every single day, because this is all about you being an amazing mom, being an amazing woman, and you knowing that you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. You can be, do, and have anything and everything that you want in life. So ask yourself, what is the one thing that you can do today to show up for your dream? What is the one thing that you can do today to show up for that goal? Just because you are a single mom doesn't mean you stop dreaming or stop working on your dream. It just means you work harder. Now, I don't want this show to end without giving three great books. I just talked about Audible, and I love talking about some resources that help me as a single mom that I continue to use today. So, I'm going to give you all three books that truly was an absolute game changer for me. Now, I will tell you these three books that I'm going to mention. I did not listen to them on Audible. I actually decided to purchase the book because I like taking notes in books. I like highlighting, underlining, circling things, putting notes on the sides. So these three books I'm going to give you, I actually purchased them and would recommend, if you're going to listen to them on Audible, actually get the hard copy of the book as well. So Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That is a book that I actually read several times throughout the year and actually refer back to this book. Once you've read it, you will know exactly why. The next book is The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Absolute game changer for getting things done, especially when it comes down to being able to really, take over and take charge over our morning, to elevate our life, to elevate our day. We all know that if you get up early, if you're not a, early bird like I am, but if you just dedicate time when you do get up to focus on some of those things, Hal Elrod does an amazing job of breaking down the miracle morning. I will tell you that since I have been listening to, or since I did purchase the book, since I've been reading this book and really been following Hal Elrod, I absolutely, it's been a game changer for me. For my mornings, I still wake up early in the morning. You may have listened to other shows and heard me talk about waking up at 4 a.m. I wake up at 4 a.m. every single morning. Love it. Get things done. Absolutely recommend that book. And then the final book is The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell. Now, this book is truly an amazing book for really diving into personal development to help you recognize who you are, where you are, and then where you're trying to go. So, highly, highly, highly recommend all three of those books. They will absolutely change your life. If you do get them and read them, please shoot me an email. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Would love to hear your insights on, all three of the books. I only hope that they change your life like they have changed mine. So, single moms, in closing, please remember that if you think you can, or if you think you can't, that's exactly what it is. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, then you're not. And you won't. And that's exactly what it is. It's all about what you think you can do. Stop getting in your own way and allowing yourself, stop allowing yourself from getting in your own way. So similar to how I talked about when I stood in that mirror, when I was getting ready to walk across that stage saying, you know what, you did it, you did it. You may have to wake up every single morning, stand in that mirror and say, you can and you will. You can. And it looks like I can and I will. Saying that self to yourself every single day. I want you to know that you can achieve the level of success that you deserve. You deserve so much, but you have to take the steps. You have to know and believe that you deserve it. So start doing the things that you need to do for you because you absolutely deserve it. I want you to know that you are absolutely amazing, each and every one of you. I can't say that enough. I absolutely love all of you. And I truly, truly, truly hope and pray that this empowers you. This truly makes you want to get up and start working on achieving your dreams, achieving your goals. I thank each and every one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Empower Hour with Jaresha. If you are interested in starting your own show or being a guest on the show to share your amazing story and journey to equip, encourage, and empower others for growth and success, please email envisionb@empoweronpurpose.com. Please tune in next week where you will hear an amazing story and journey from another leader, influencer, and motivator. Until next time, stay safe and be blessed.
Thank you for listening to the Empower Hour with Jaresha, where Jaresha speaks with leaders, influencers, and motivators who share their journey in personal and professional growth, empowerment tips, lessons learned, and keys of success that will empower you to your best self. Follow Jaresha on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Jaresha Moore, and visit www.empoweronpurpose.com. Remember to be intentional and be empowered, and have a great day on purpose.